Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, I'm back out here at the arrays and we have this one finished now. And what I've started to do is start working on these other two arrays. So I've actually welded the bottom pivot point on this one, and I welded the bottom pivot point on that one. I actually used my laser this time, which worked really good to make sure that those were perfect. Even though these ones are perfect, I just wanted to try to just perfect it just a little bit more. And the next thing I need to do is we need to take down this temporary array that we have set up here. So I've disconnected the wires and I've ran them over to this array. And like I said before, we can only hook up 4 of these panels. That MPPT we have for the camper is only 150 volts. So these panels, 4 of them are 142 volts. So I've hooked up 4. So I just ran the positive up there and then just connected these 4 panels right here. And then I have these wires run temporarily. Now what I need to do is that I have these pivot points welded on here. I'm gonna go ahead and start making these telescoping pieces. I have all my pieces fabricated. I spent a couple days fabricating all the pieces. Those are the same length as these are, so it all should work out exactly how it's set up with this one. And I basically have all the 3-inch sleeves made already, and then I'm going to weld those onto all the sleeves, mass assemble all 6 of them, so there's 3 for each one. Have all that ready to go. We have 2 more of those long 2-inch pipes for that side, so I just need to move that temporary array out of there. My sawhorses are all set up still with the same blocking that I used before, so everything should go good. So I'm just going to go ahead and start working on that. Okay, we have all those finished. So the next thing we need to do is move this temporary array so that we can start assembling this other one. All the pieces are ready to go. It's taken me probably 4 days of fabricating to make all these parts, cut them, grind them all down, and then weld all these pieces together nice and square. And like I said, when we put the first array together, we've learned a lot with the different measurements. So that'll probably do it for tonight. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
As you can see, it is...
Oh, winter wonderland.
It's like a winter wonderland. We actually had some freezing fog this morning, and everything just looks so beautiful. It's like, it's just gorgeous. I love
really
this
is.
kind of
you
scenery.
cannot see any mountains at all.
You can't.
The hill behind us with the trees, you can kind of make out the trees, but that's how thick the fog is.
Yeah.
It's really thick. So
it is supposed to clear up in about an hour, and we're supposed to have some sunshine, so that'll be great. And as you can see, we are back out at our solar array.
Yeah, so now that we have all the pieces fabricated, we can start assembling this array. Hopefully in the next couple of days here we can get both these arrays built, and then maybe the next day put the panels on and then start hooking everything up. That'd be really cool to have all three arrays producing power for us and be able to plug into that. That would be awesome.
It would be wonderful.
So we got everything over here. Let's just we're gonna have to try to level this pole out. Let's see if we can do it without the tractor this time, and just start putting it together.
Yay.
Cool.
So yeah, we just need, so this actually needs to go in then, right?
Right, it needs to get all the way set down. So
okay.
This array is a little bit lower than the other one, so that's cool.
Cool. So obviously it's cold out. It's 36 degrees, which is not terrible, but with that fog in the air, it's making the, you know, everything feels really moist and cold. And then all this steel is like really cold.
I mean, it is like, I don't know
you
if
can
steel
see,
can
I mean,
freeze, but
the frost is just on everything. But
so we'll plug along. Can you pick that end up just a little bit? And I'm going to move this over and take away one of our boards. All right.
Nope, still not there.
Not there, so maybe we'll switch
Maybe,
these.
can you move the sawhorse closer? Because if you move it closer, it'll go in. Yeah.
So now we can go ahead and
Well, it looks pretty good.
set the other two on.
Yeah. Because you got to slide that one all the way down, right?
Yeah.
You might have to slip it on there and then I can slide it. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew.
Why don't you take the blocks down first?
All right, so we've got the sawhorses pulled out, and obviously now the telescoping arm, leg, whatever you want to call it, is holding the array up. So next is Levi's gonna weld. I'll just be the assistant. He's gonna weld the super struts on.
Yep. So we can grab, so we're just gonna base it off of our other array. So we'll just take a measurement where we have our first thing, pop a line across there, make sure that it's nice and square, weld the strut onto that line. I had mentioned that what we're going to change is just a little bit of dimension wise of how we bolt these panels on. These panels are 44 5/8 of an inch. And so what I did is I welded this strut that runs all the way from end to end, and that strut up there that runs all the way from end to end. I welded it so that it would be the same space as the panel is, 44 5/8. And what we realized is that I had to hog out the back of this panel to get the bolt to fit in there. So what we're gonna do is, instead of making it 5/8, we're gonna make it like 3/4, just to give us a little bit of space in there so that we have a little bit less problems putting the bolts in there. So we're gonna go ahead and pop a line and weld this first one on there, and then we'll go up, pop another line, weld that second one on there, and then it's just all about welding pieces on and just making sure that everything's nice and square.
Where am I going to?
You're gonna hold it right on that bottom line below the X.
Here?
Right dead center of it.
Okay. Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
You want this first one to be, I'll jump on the other side of that strut.
It's slippery out here.
All right. We got 271 and 5/8. 271 and 5/8. All right, 271 and 3/4, huh? Was that what it was? What it was?
5/8.
Oh, 5/8. Okay. That needs to come up. So can you just tilt that up a little bit? Okay. 71 5/8.
What am I doing?
Just hold the knee button in, okay? 44 3/4.
All right, so we got as far as we wanted to get on that second solar array. And so now we're gonna jump over to the last one, and Levi already got the sawhorses over there. We're gonna go ahead and try to get as far as we got on that one, but maybe just not put the super struts on. We'll just see. We have about an hour and a half of light, and the fog never lifted today, and it's actually gotten worse. So we're gonna just see what we can get done, and we'll pick back up in the morning. Why do you always have me on the end lips?
I don't know why you're always on the top. I'm always on the short side.
I know.
I just gotta go to you a little bit.
Not too much. All right. I can tell you right now we need to bring this one up a lot.
Yeah, I'm wondering how close it is. So let's try to.
This looks right there pretty good.
I wonder if it's this way though.
Ooh, that's too far.
This side's not as steep as the other two sides. This is more flattened. Let me grab a couple of these.
Ooh, that looks good though. I bet you it's gonna be real close. You gonna go all the way to the middle with this one?
Perfect.
Ooh, you gonna be able to reach?
This is a tricky one.
I can't get the right.
So you're gonna have to come over here, I think. Just slop the mud here.
I can't do it. It's not going. I think it's terrible. Am I going up the ladder or are you?
I could go up the ladder. Now, how are you doing it now?
I don't know. Let me turn the generator on.
Go like 4 or 5 inches. 81. Move that one too.
Mm-hmm.
I went the wrong way. 82. Mm-hmm.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So we're back out at the arrays, and we are going to continue where we left off.
Yeah, so we left off, we welded all the little rings that lock all the adjustable parts on there so that nothing could fall off or anything. We were able to take our sawhorses down and move them over here to this first array where we're going to start putting all the super struts on. And so I started counting everything up, and it looks like we're going to be a half a piece of super strut short.
Pretty typical of our projects. We're used to it, so no big deal. We'll
Yeah.
just, you know.
Next time we make a supply run, we'll just grab one more piece of that.
Yeah.
So, but we could at least get all the major components put on these arrays and weld everything on, and then we'll just leave like a couple pieces at the bottom that I could just quick come out here and weld on, no big deal.
Yeah.
So that's our goal for today. So we're gonna start putting all these super strut pieces on, and then we're gonna be cutting some little pieces and fabricating some other stuff. But it's gorgeous out here today.
It is beautiful. It's been like this for 3 days. We've had the freezing fog, and but honestly, the beauty of it is worth the cold. Yeah, everything is covered.
Like it's so beautiful.
It looks like it snowed, but it didn't.
But it
so
didn't, so it's really
we are just going to get going.
Yeah, just get going. We have the scaffolding already out here, so it should go a lot quicker than the first one. And we know everything we're doing. So we're making, like we said, little minor adjustments to help us when we bolt the panels on. So all that's calculated in. So let's just start putting some pieces up.
Yeah.
All right. Come on, buddy.
Come on. Heads up.
Funny.
So we thought we would walk kind of to the edge of the property here and see how our little trees we planted are doing.
And Ryder found his extra frisbee.
Yeah.
He has two, and he came over to me and like was hitting me with the frisbee, and I'm like, oh, you want me to throw it? And it was like he was showing me, hey, look, I found it. I found my second frisbee.
There's definitely tracks, deer tracks.
Oh, there's some in this little center piece.
Looks good.
Yeah. And there should be one right here. Nice.
Oh yeah. They're all looking great.
All look really good.
Very festive. Beautiful it is today.
Oh. Mr. Man, are you digging?
Ryder.
He is a mess.
He is really dirty.
Get it? Get it? Okay, we got all the pieces fabricated. We can go ahead and start welding them. The bigger pieces are going to go for the center in between these super struts to weld those together. And then the little 3-inch pieces are going to be for the top of this panel, we'll get them. And then the top of this panel, we'll get them. And there's one at each corner on the top. So the bottom of the panel will get bolted to this super strut, and then the top will get bolted to those 3-inch pieces. So we'll weld those on, and then we can go ahead and jump on the other array. All right, so we got our bottom set of these 3-inch pieces welded on. We need to do the same thing for our second row of panels. And then I think we're gonna call it for today because we have a very exciting delivery coming tomorrow and we need to move some stuff around to get ready for it.
Need to go forward a little bit.
Whoa. It didn't even move the first time I put it in park.
Well,
all right.
we got our lumber package delivered so that we can start framing the house.
Yeah, all the walls, everything minus the trusses and the roof sheeting. So we'll get that at another time. This was perfect. The guy did get stuck in the yard, which is unfortunate, but he did a great job. We were able to get it out. I got to drive the semi, which was cool. All right, cool. So I'm excited. Everything's here, ready to go. We can start framing walls tomorrow if we wanted to.
Yeah, well, we
But
won't
we're
be.
So,
Nope.
We're still building the solar array,
Yeah.
so we have our third one to build. Everything's set up, ready to go. Let's just start welding.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So we are back out here, and Levi got all of the parts that he fabricated welded onto the arrays, and we have our first panel ready to go.
Yeah. So as you guys saw the center array, it's going to be the exact same way. We're going to do the bottom row, which is kind of what we learned while we did the one array
Yeah,
first.
you guys know it was a process. Like,
Yeah.
we thought we would do
Start
it
in the
one way,
middle.
and we changed it like 4 times, but now we know.
Yeah, now we know exactly how
Yeah.
we're going to do it. We also ran out of the nuts last time, so we went up and got some more. They didn't have this one with the plastic sleeve, so we bought the ones that have springs. There's a whole bunch of different parts for this strut channel stuff, so you're going to see us using a couple different ones, but they're basically the exact same thing.
So the last thing though is Levi did add some bracing, so we wanted to show you that really quick.
Yeah. All right, so here's our outside pole of the 3, and on both outside poles, I added a 45 brace that's 3 foot long, and I just put them on both ends, and it kind of locks this structure and gives it just a little bit more strength. We've had a couple of good winds come through since we got that center array done, and everything looked fine. I was just a little bit worried and just trying to make these as strong as possible because of the wind. So other than that, everything exactly the same that you guys saw the first array. Let's just start throwing panels up.
All right, since you guys already saw us put all the panels up on that center array, we're just gonna speed this up for you guys. We're gonna start putting those panels up.
All right, as you guys can see, I have my welding jacket on. We went to put this second row on there, and we realized that I welded that top set of strut channels on there on the wrong side of the line. So we had to get the grinder out, cut the welds, move it down 1 3/4 inches, re-weld it. So now we're back to good. We already have our panel ready to go, so let me take this jacket off and we'll throw it up.
All right, we're on the last panel for the evening. The sun has set. It's gonna get dark here real fast. So we're gonna get it thrown up there, and then Levi's just gonna work on tightening up all the bolts and the nuts, and then hopefully we can come back out tomorrow, get that other array done, and then we can start working on the inside. Definitely tired. My arm's like, no. Well, it's the next day, and our goal, I always say goal, but we are going to get this last array done.
Ready to go?
We're ready to go.
So take some measurements, drill some holes, and throw them up.
Yes. All right, so this array is not going as smoothly as we had hoped. We're still gonna get it finished today. It's just a little bit more time consuming than we had hoped it would be. We're having to, because that array is already in place, we're having to start putting the panels on from this direction, which is fine, but it's a little bit higher. This property slopes down this way, and so it's just making it a little bit more difficult because I'm so short, so then it makes it more difficult for Levi. But we're working through it. We're gonna start getting that second row, the rest of it up, and hopefully the top row and finished before sunset. Oh gosh. This is like a disaster.
Hold on, hold it up.
Goodness.
You ready for it?
Oh gosh. This is harder. I'm still not feeling it. Okay.
Push it off. Here, hold up.
But
That worked out great.
except for I almost fell about 5 times. That was a little bit better. I moved the board forward so I wouldn't tip it, and then I forgot. A little bit right there.
What's going on back there?
Perfect.
Did you say hold on?
No, I said perfect. Second row is up. This is exciting. When we grabbed this panel and there's only 4 panels left, that was really great. And I never want to do solar again.
Where would we be without the scaffolding?
I know. Okay. Needs to come this way. There you go.
All right, we did figure out with these little blue tabs to cut them off, and so Tanya's been just taking the scissors and just snipping these off, and it really helps us slide these in, because what was happening is those little tabs that stick up, they get caught on the pre-drilled panel holes, and then they slide all the way down to the end.
Last one.
Want me to try to do it myself?
No, kinda. Yeah. What do I need to do?
Go up.
It's usually by this time that I start to feel more comfortable, and then we're done.